So we are in Albuquerque on Montgomery, and one of the issues I'd be addressing on this one is specifically the way that people drive and how they're not getting pulled over for a lot of the things they're doing. And then the other issue is panhandling. Panhandling is a big problem here in Albuquerque, not just on Montgomery, but throughout Albuquerque. Panhandling is illegal, and the police aren't doing anything about it. They'll actually drive right past a panhandler and do absolutely nothing. So, as you can tell, this is one thing that frustrates a lot of people, is people begging for money and having these little signs standing in, hold on, the median, doing something like this. Oh shit. Standing in the median, about right there. So people will stand in the median and panhandle. They'll always have these little signs. We're going about 35 miles an hour through here, and that's about the speed limit. So when I show examples of traffic violations, you can actually be pulled over for going too slow, and you can also be pulled over, of course, for going too fast. And that's about true. We're coming up on San Mateo and Montgomery, where I will show you an example of panhandlers. Panhandlers are either doing it because A, they're high and they need money to support their drug habit, or B, they are panhandling because they refuse to get a job. So let's see if we can find somebody doing it over here. As you can tell, APD, I'm going to show you in a minute, APD is everywhere, which is Albuquerque Police Department, but they're not really doing their jobs. They're not catching these people that are doing things like this. There's actually an Albuquerque police officer right here doing nothing. And there is a drug deal going on right in front of his face. Right in front of him. Drug deal. That's a big issue in Albuquerque. Drug deals happen right in front of cops and they don't do nothing. As a former police officer myself, I find that drugs are a huge problem. When I was working as a police officer, most of my arrests were either drug related or gang related. I was assigned to a drug and gang task force. My whole job was to bring down people that are either doing drugs, selling drugs, or buying drugs, as well as people accused of gang activity. Okay. This is one of those things that is just frequent around here. Montgomery is one of the high volume places for both drug and gang activity. And I know this because I've lived in this area on and off for about 5 years, and I notice it. However, the police department I worked for was not Albuquerque Police Department. Doesn't look like there's any panhandlers out right now, but could be wrong because we're coming upon the freeway, and right off the freeway is another place they are very frequent. They're very frequent flyers off the freeway in areas like this. And right there, you can barely see it, but right there, somebody is making a sign for panhandling.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle, and then on across, right there. Right there. That is a panhandler. And then across the way is another panhandler. They both are doing this, and it is highly illegal. Here's another one. They're everywhere. And this is just on the freeway, right? As you're crossing onto Pan American Freeway and Montgomery. Here's another one. Bad enough. And this is all in 6 minutes worth of driving just to McDonald's on Culture and Montgomery. Or, Culture and Montano. As you can tell, this is a big issue. And there was, 4 panhandlers in one specific area? And that's just one area. They're all over the place. And it's because either A, they refuse to get a job, or B, they are under the influence. And when they're under the influence, of course they can't get a job.
Yes, hi. I would like your
yeah.
I know it as the sunrise burrito.
Okay, is it with sausage or bacon?
Oh, with sausage, and then 3 sausage McMuffins, please, yeah.
So
3 sausage McMuffins.
Anything else?
one
That's
thing I will say is do not contribute to the problem. Do not give these panhandlers any money, because they're not actually going to use that money for what they say they are. Most of the time they're using that money for drugs. Other times they're using that money actually no. They're always lying. They're either using the money for drugs or alcohol. They're not actually trying to help themselves.
Thank you, you too.
And that's just a big problem in Albuquerque and across the state, as I've stated. Anyway, that concludes this video. Follow, like, share, comment, whatever you want to do. Thank you.